Yeah, no problem. Thanks, David. Hi, Garry. How's things? All good?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm hearing you now. I'm
Can you
definitely
hear me?
hearing you otherwise.
I couldn't hear Gary either.
Yeah, Gary's on mute.
I'm back.
I
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
thought my hearing was gone for a second there. Fine, fine. I'm grand, thanks. Listen, thanks for giving us a bit of your time this afternoon. Can we just look back on the game last week against New Zealand for a second in terms of the physicality and the mental challenge and everything, just how draining a fixture was that? Maybe not on the day, but sort of on Sunday and even Monday when you woke up. Like, how did you feel after the whole thing?
Yeah, it was definitely one of the toughest games I've played in. Against a side of their quality, you really can't afford to switch off for 1 second. And the moments we did, we suffered. So, mental intensity was definitely up there as high as it can be, and then physically, I'm sure you could feel it and see it. Had to be there too. So you're right, John. On Sunday it wasn't up to much. Now it was just relaxing, feet up, and then similar on Monday, recovering to try get the body right to attack the week. I think we're lucky that's an 8 day turnaround. That extra day makes a big difference.
And tell me, I mean, what was it like even in the aftermath of the match on the pitch? Because, when Joey kicked that late penalty to go 9 points off, you knew it was done and dusted at that stage. But just the fact that you beat the number one team in the world, just the atmosphere at the stadium then, and then it kind of a little bit surreal that you get a FaceTime call from the President of the United States at some ungodly hour in the morning.
Yeah, it's a great sign when the final whistle goes and no one wants to leave their seats from the supporters. So you're right. It's those brief windows. And it's for 20 minutes, half an hour to really soak it up and enjoy it. I know personally probably missed out on moments like that over the last year and a half with injury and stuff like that. So to be there for that was pretty cool and special, and I enjoyed it. Obviously with COVID, having supporters back, but obviously more specifically my friends and family being there for that too, was really special.
Now, if there's one team in the world that are capable of bringing you back down to earth, it's the team that are coming to Dublin this weekend, Argentina.
Yeah, 100%. We've had to turn the page pretty quickly, as I said. Enjoy those moments after the game, but when we're back in together, then it's recovery protocols and getting ourselves mentally and physically right for the challenge this week. They themselves not too long ago turned over New Zealand, so to underestimate the quality and strength they have, despite maybe some of their recent results. Obviously, they went well last week. Would be detrimental to us. So we immediately spoke about that and turned the page and are aware of the standard of performance we'll have to get to try and get a good result. And I know they'll be eyeing us up and equally saying the same thing.
Good man, thanks a lot. Have a good week.
Hi, Gary. Corky touched on it there. What was it like getting that video call from the President of the United States?
Yeah, different. I think was expect. Obviously, we saw we got a letter from him the day before wishing us luck, and then yeah, we're in the team room in the Shelburne, just spend a bit of time together, and he came through on FaceTime through Shuckers. Yeah, it was kind of surreal. It was a bit of crack at the time, as you can imagine.
Any other kind of surreal congratulations that you got that we don't know about?
Uh, no, Joe Biden just about tops it, to be honest. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Obviously, the team has endured some tough days since the last World Cup, like away in England and all the rest. But did you always have the belief, in Andy, in the coaches, that a performance like that was coming last weekend?
Yeah, I think it's always something that we're working on collectively, but then on an individual level, having the belief if we can perform to our fullest potential to get results like that, and it's a constant challenge. But belief is definitely one thing, but then kind of it's sort of trust and effort and preparation as well. That it's not just belief that leads to positive performances. It's a combination of a load of different things. So 100% the belief was there and is continued to there, but we know that's not what solely wins games. It's the preparation on the pitch we do in training, the preparation in the analysis room, getting our mindset right, going into a game, physically getting your body right, all those little intricacies. That's ultimately what all adds up to a performance in my eyes, and I think most guys think that as well.
Garry, just on carrying on from there, congratulations again for the weekend.
Thank you.
Brilliant win. How much has it been a case of it taking everybody a bit of time to kind of get used to a slightly different approach from Andy Farrell and so on as head coach, maybe slightly less structured rugby, a bit more individual ownership in game? How much of that has kind of taken a while?
I don't know whether it's, as I said, I've kind of been in and out of camp with injury over the last year and a half, so I don't know if I'm the best barometer, but Andy's definitely challenged us to be better in both our phase attack and then our set piece attack too, and to no matter where you are in the pitch, you have an influence on the game, and to be connected to the shape that's been played, as well as being connected to the ball. So that's something certainly he's challenged me to get better at and keep it improving at, and rewatching the game. He's challenged all of us to improve again. I know the result was positive, but when you look through the fine details of the game, there's still loads of moments that were missed from us, and opportunities to improve. So that's kind of the motivation going forward.
And how exciting then, Garry, is that when you look a couple of years down the line to the World Cup in France? I know that's not the immediate goal, but clearly it's got to be in there. When you look at what you've done against New Zealand with all that in mind, how exciting is that for you and the squad to know where that potential may take you if you get it right?
Yeah, it's a bit down the line now, to be honest. It's week by week really at this level. So, but as I say, the belief, I think it's good for the belief front, but there's more than just that. It's how hard we prepare and how much more we can improve. That's important. So, I've was lucky enough to be involved in 2018 and beat New Zealand, and then was involved in the quarter final in Japan, and what happened there. So I'm not going to hang a hat on one result. Stick to the process.
And just finally from me, quickly going through the teams, I don't think you played against Argentina in either 17 or 18. Is that right?
Yeah, I haven't.
So therefore, facing them for the first time, how much of an intriguing challenge is that for you to, as you touched on before, have a different opponent, but a tough opponent, and one that you need to back up at the Aviva, obviously?
Yeah, that's it. Doing a lot, watching their games previously, anyway, as a rugby supporter, anyway. But yeah, it's that analysis away from the pitch, and then speaking to guys that have played them in the past. I know, looking at, say, my opposite numbers in De La Fuente at 12 and Moroni at 13, who's been probably, I don't know, underrated is the right word, but unbelievably influential in Leicester's success, and then unbelievably strong now for Argentina. So if I'm lucky enough to get picked, another opportunity for Ireland, that'd be something that I'll have to have my work cut out for me in preparation done for threats like him.
Thank you, Rod.
Hey Garry, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
Just a couple of ones for me. Just wanted to ask about that tackle yourself and Conway combined for with Jordy Barrett. Just the whole thing, it was not even the moment, it was the impact afterwards, and you just lying on the ground, just taking a moment and then getting back up and getting in the defensive line. Just can you maybe even just talk us through that whole moment there?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to hold him out. Jordy's a big fella, so definitely needed all of myself and Bomber to hold him out. And thankfully he had worked hard from the other side of the pitch. He's a right winger to get in front and make that tackle as well. So it's pretty incredible by him. But yeah, got a rattle. I could feel a little bit of blood sort of trickle down, so I was like, oh no, might have to get a few stitches. So like that, there was a moment on the ground, and then as I was getting back up, heard a roar. Then my head was thinking, that's too loud to be them scoring a try, so it must be a good thing. And thankfully Ronan had intercepted the ball. But yeah, then there was a break in play, took a knee, and the doc was able to stick a bit of gauze on it to stop the bleeding.
Perfect. And then the other one was just yourself and Bundy, of all the partnerships, I think since even Joe Schmidt was in, you and Bundy have been together the most in the Irish midfield. Just what's he like to play with, and what was he even like again to play alongside with at the weekend?
Yeah, he's. I suppose we're all from the outset. We're all challenged to be able to be cohesive no matter what the combination is. I know myself, Robbie have both suffered on the injury front, and then you look at Stu doing unbelievably well over the summer, and then same with James Hume as well. So we're all challenged every day to be cohesive and be able to play with each other. But yeah, playing with Bundy, he offers me a load of support during the week. The amount of time and effort he puts into analysis, and you know, I mean, picking up little things from training and how he can improve. He's always trying to get better himself, but then challenging me as well, on that front as well. So I enjoy obviously playing him with him out there. He gets gain line maybe a little bit better than I do when there's a bit of traffic. He has that ability, but then you see as well he has that outside break and can put guys into space. So I'm trying to continue to learn off him as much as possible. But yeah, he's been helping me loads. As I haven't been out of the squad a couple of times as well. It's nice having him supporting me.
All right, cheers.
Thank you.
What's it like in terms of individual performances? There was lots of candidates for man of the match in that. What's it like playing in a team where kind of everybody is up to that level? And have you played in a match before that you can remember that it was something similar between yourself and the rest of the guys around you played, 8, 9 out of 10 at nearly everybody?
Yeah, I suppose looking back in the game, there was still a lot of moments. I know myself, and I think guys would have picked up themselves moments where they could be better. So I don't think we come out of it being like thinking that's the best performance and just repeat that. It's you kind of just do everything you can to be the best version of yourself. I know I said it before, and then you have to trust, and there is trust that everyone else around you is doing the exact same thing. Obviously a bit of cohesion and stuff helps too, but irrespective of the individual, you're challenged to be as cohesive no matter who you are. So yeah, I guess it's just focusing on yourself. You want to do everything you can to contribute to the team, and then you have that trust that that's what everyone's primary focus is, and then it kind of can gel and work together like it did a few times the last 2 games.
Thanks, Garry.
All right, thanks lads. Thanks, Garry. We'll be along with James Ryan now shortly.
Nice one. Thank you.
Just for me, Shuckers first. Just on behalf of the Irish team, I want to congratulate Ciara Griffin on everything she's done for the women's game, and wish her all the best in her retirement, and also this weekend for their game against Japan.
Corky, do you want to kick us in there with?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt there. James, always good to see you there. Garry was just chatting to us there about the sort of the draining effect the match had last weekend, in terms of the physical aspect of it, the mental aspect of it. I mean, how's the energy level at this stage? You must be kind of almost relieved that the game against Argentina is on Sunday this coming week.
Yeah, it was definitely the sorest I've been in a long time, which is probably what you'd expect coming up against New Zealand. So we were all pretty battered, and it probably suited us a little bit that we had a bit more of a longer turnaround. We had our first session today, so we did have a good block there to recover, and I think by this stage everyone is feeling pretty good, and looking forward to another big test on Sunday.
And in terms of the sort of the review of the game, when you look at the individuals that you were all up against, I mean, particularly say yourself and Hendy there with Whitelock and Rotatic, I mean, does that give you a lot of confidence? The fact that you're able to go toe to toe with world class players like that and come out the right side of it.
Yeah, it does give us a bit of confidence that what we're doing is working. And then the big thing for us now is just being consistent. We know how consistent they are over so many years. So it was a great win for us, but we're not going to get carried away either. I think even by the time we came in on Monday, like everybody was kind of genuinely kind of turning the page and looking at Argentina straight away. So yeah, while it was a great win for us, and yeah, it did give us a bit of belief, we've pushed on from it now again.
How much of a mental challenge is it to be on the other side of the ledger now, in the sense that last week everybody would have said New Zealand are the favourites, now you've taken them down, now you're the team to be taken down, if you understand what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, like it's probably a bit easier when you're the underdog, but and that's probably suits Irish teams in the past. But we've got to be able to perform when we're not always the underdog. We want to be at the top consistently. So this week, I suppose, is kind of the first opportunity for that.
Thanks, James.
Hi, James. I just asked Garry there, there have been some tough days since the World Cup for this Irish team, to think of that game away in England. So did you always believe that, that this was coming, performance like that at the weekend?
Yeah, we did, yeah. Even some of the performances we had, this group has had, like that England game, but also the French game when we went away, during COVID in the final round of the Six Nations. We knew we weren't very far away. There were just little errors that were very costly, and I suppose the performances that we've had more recently have given us that belief and that bit of confidence. Obviously the New Zealand game, but also, I could argue that the Japanese performance was an even better performance. And obviously we had good performances over the summer and also towards the end of Six Nations. So, we feel like we're going pretty well. In saying that, there's definitely, we reviewed the game, yesterday and the day before, and there's definitely a whole lot we can be a lot better at as well. If we're going to kind of judge and measure the performance rather than the occasion, and that was a good thing. We do feel like there's a lot more in us and a lot more to come, hopefully.
A quick one on this weekend. Obviously, you're taking over as Ireland captain. Joey Carberry's probably likely to start at out half. Is Joey standing that bit taller, a bit more confidently after his the way he kicked those penalties last time?
Yeah, absolutely. I think he showed real steel, nailing those three kicks, and he came up to us straight away when we had that penalty in the halfway, and he said, "I have the range." That's what he said straight away. So, me and Pete looked at each other, and I think when a fly half comes up to you like that, it's a pretty easy decision. So, I thought he showed real composure on the weekend, and it'll be great to see him get hopefully a bit more game time this week.
Hi James, congratulations on the weekend just gone. So as we know, no Johnny Sexton and no Jamieson Gibson-Park we had confirmed earlier as well. Just how much confidence do you take in the strength and depth and the quality and the fight for places of the guys that are now obviously going to come in?
Yeah, it's brilliant, absolutely. And that's been kind of the focus from the start, from when we came in. Like Faz has been big on it being a group effort, 30-40 squad effort, and I think we're starting to see a little bit of that, just how good that depth is at the moment. You saw I think the impact that the bench made against New Zealand. That's probably a reflection of that. We're in a good place in that respect at the moment, and the competition across the board is really strong, which is great.
And for you personally, congratulations on the captaincy back this weekend, which you obviously have done a good number of times before. I mean, how much are you loving your rugby at the moment? And you think back to the concussions issues you had not that long ago, to be playing so well and so integral. How are you feeling moving forward?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it at the moment. It's as you said, it's nice to have a decent run of games now, and feel like I have a little bit of confidence back, and come through injury free, etc. So, and I'm enjoying it. And this whole window has been brilliant for us. Everyone's obviously performed very well, but everyone's enjoying it as well. So hopefully we can there's no reason why this can't be our best performance yet if we're focused and if we're honest with each other. As I said, hopefully we can finish off this week on a high.
And and you two fairly narrow wins. How much is this a barometer of where Ireland can continue to go? 7 straight wins is wonderful, but you want to keep on winning, don't you? And just keep on building and really get to where you want to be for that next World Cup, I would hope.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, they pose another proper challenge. They're very strong up front for us as a forward pack. They carry very hard. Montoya, the hooker, he's as good as a player as you'll find in world rugby, probably over the ball. I don't know how many turnovers he's had this year, but it's ridiculous. They have a very strong driving game. Their maul's been a strength for them in the Rugby Championship and during this November window as well. So it's a great test for us as forwards, and obviously their back line is very strong as well. They're well able to attack, but they have a good kicking game as well. Guys like Buffelli are incredibly good in the air, so that will be important too. So across the board, it is a big one for us. We're looking forward to another big test, which is what they all are at this level.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hi James, just you spoke a couple of weeks ago about the noticeable difference when Johnny is on the training field and when he's not. How do you cut that difference down so it's minimised as much as possible? And is it in your makeup as a leader? Can you give that stare, or can you bollock a lad out of it when necessary?
I suppose how we make it up is everybody else. All the other leaders and guys in the team have to step up a little bit, and that's why today and tomorrow are very important sessions for us. We've got to all, and it's not even up to us; it's up to everybody to drive the standards, to drive the energy. But that shouldn't be. We shouldn't be relying on Johnny. It's an Ireland game this week at home in the Aviva in front of hopefully 50,000 people, and there's probably an opportunity as well for other guys coming in. So when he's in, it's absolutely obviously brilliant, but when he's not there as well, everyone's got to step up, and we've got to find our own voices and not rely on him either, as I said, because any opportunity you get to play for Ireland, you shouldn't need any extra motivation.
But in terms of your makeup, can you take the personality traits off Johnny? Obviously everybody's different and they're made up of different factors, but could you change your personality if needed to be that kind of, to have that aura that Johnny has, or is that something you can't learn?
Look, I'm not too interested about giving lads bollocking or any of that stuff. I'm just focused. I'm captain this week, but to be honest, it doesn't change a whole lot for me. I just want to get my own performance right. I think that's the best way for me to lead anyway. There's plenty of guys there that can drive all those things alongside me.
Thanks, James. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, Pat, I think Pat, you're trying to get in there, and I think that's the last one in this section. Thanks.
Cheers, David. Just on the captaincy, James, it's like, you're stepping up again. I'm just kind of wondering about, it's the honour is still massive. I'm sure it's still something that you're kind of growing into, but just how much of you kind of feel you've come on and settled into that whole thing of captain in Ireland? I've enjoyed it. Obviously, when I initially did it did feel like, a bit of a weight on my shoulders in some ways. When I started, it was hard not to feel a bit like that, but I don't feel that same way anymore. I feel like, as I said, it doesn't actually change a whole lot for me. Through the week, we've got a number of guys there that are very good in the leadership capacity as well. And look, the advice Faz gave me when I first captained was to be myself and to focus on my own game. And that was probably the best piece of advice I could have gotten. So that's the way I try to operate whenever I'm given the honour of captaincy. Thank you. Cheers, David.
Okay, guys, we'll switch over to the embargo written